Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Owensboro, Kentucky for the final fall season baseball games between the Vol State Pioneers and the Panthers of Kentucky Wesleyan, Division II school in the GMAC, Great Midwest Athletic Conference in Division II. College baseball, second year in a row that the Pioneers have traveled up to Owensboro to finish the fall season. Kentucky Wesleyan head coach Todd Lilpop in his 25th year. He's assisted by Ryan Mantooth and Andrew Kirkland. And there's a couple former Pioneers on this year's roster, two that will be in the starting lineup for Game 1. Braden Vineyard will be behind the plate. He's from right down the road in Paducah, Kentucky. And Logan Molnar, last year's starting shortstop, leadoff batter for Vol State, is the starting shortstop for the Panthers here in Game 1 of the two-game 7 innings of play today. Jace Mizell, 2 years ago for the Pioneers, the Conference Player of the Year, 18 home runs, led the TCCAA in home runs, is on the roster, is unable to play in the fall due to transfer issues and after he left Trevecca last year, but got to see both Braden Vineyard and Jace Mizell before the game. Didn't get a chance to catch up with Logan Molnar, but it's great seeing Vinny and Jace before the game. As you see, one of the umpires, along with head coach Todd Lilpop, has come out to home plate. Here comes the straggling home plate umpire, Coach Jim McGuire, heading over from the third base dugout to have the meeting at the plate prior to the game to go over the ground rules. But happy to be back with you here this weekend after taking last weekend off up at Johnson University. I did travel with the team, but we weren't sure we were going to have internet or power to broadcast last week, so just decided to take the weekend off of broadcasting. Don't like to do that, and I know several of you miss out when we don't broadcast. So glad to have you back for today's beautiful sunny day here in Kentucky. Let's get to the Toyota of Gallatin starting lineups. First for the visiting Pioneers of Volunteer State, leading off playing second base, Drew Plummer. Devin Thrain in the number 2 slot. He'll be in center field. Easton Denning at first base, batting third. Gage Hoover's in left field. He's the cleanup hitter. And Hudson Blank batting fifth, playing third base. Carson Sanders, the DH. He'll hit sixth. Another extra hitter is Cooper Wallace. He will bat seventh. Lex Falsoni behind the plate will bat eighth. Reed Mashinsky out in right field, batting ninth. And the number 10 hitter in the fall lineup for Coach McGuire's Brady Nepper. He'll play shortstop. On the mound for the Pioneers is Eben Hansen, 6'2", 200-pound sophomore transfer from King University, hometown Maynardville, Tennessee. Went to Union County High School. He had a large contingent at Johnson University, which is just east of Knoxville. Got to see his mom and dad, Jane and Carl Hansen, along with one of his aunts, and I think it was Pap that I met. Pap and Mimi, one set of his grandparents, and Grammy also in Maynardville. And Eben Hansen has had a very, very good fall coming in to this ball game, leading the team in innings pitched and strikeouts, 16 in the third innings in his 9 games of work, giving up 12 hits, 4 runs, 3 of those were earned. Walked 9, struck out 22 batters with a 1.65 ERA, as the Panthers have taken the field. Get you the defensive alignment for Kentucky Wesleyan. Grant Godwin out in left field, Ben Brumbaugh in center field. And to start the game, I believe it's Rhett Dyschelm in right field. Ryan Trokey should be at third, Logan Molnar at short, Cade Goodallis at second, Tate Van Hooser at first base, and the former Pioneer, Braden Vineyard, behind the plate, catching, I believe that is Noah Cook, right-hander. At least that's who I thought I saw warming up in the bullpen. Noah Cook is a freshman from right here in Owensboro, Kentucky, Apollo High School. And he will get the day started. Not sure how long Kentucky Wesleyan will go with their pitchers. They might go an inning apiece. A couple innings, that's how it's typically gone. Either a pitch limit or just an innings limit. Here at Panther Park, 380 to dead center, but 340 down the lines. Typically, the foul lines, fair lines are a little bit shorter, but a little more of a different distance here from home plate to the outfield. They don't show the gaps, at least on the wall, but I would guess they're probably about 365. That's what I'm going to go with. As we are set to go here at Panther Park. First pitch swinging is Drew Plummer, and he bloops one into left center field over the head of his former teammate Logan Molnar. And we are underway with a leadoff single, getting started just a hair early at 11:58 Central Time. Game time temperature brought to you by Accurate Mortgage, 62 degrees and sunny here in Owensboro, Kentucky. That'll bring up Devin Thrain. He looks at a breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Devin Thrain having an excellent fall at the plate as well. Right-handed hitters moved up in the lineup. Looks at another breaking pitch. That will drop right in there for a called strike. He's quickly down 0-2. Thrain hitting .375, leading the team in extra base hits. He's got 10 of them. 6 doubles, 2 triples, and 2 home runs. Another breaking pitch low and away, backhanded by Vinny from McCracken County, 2-year player for Ball State. Brother playing in the minor leagues, I believe, with the Yankees. There's another slider swung on and fouled into the mitt. First out of the ball game. Devin Thrain down on strikes. We'll bring up freshman Easton Denning. Denning hitting .367 in the fall. Looks at the first pitch. It's a fastball, apparently just a hair inside. Denning tied for the team lead in home runs with 3, but it's been a while. All the way back to the Cumberland doubleheader. That pitch misses low and away. Denning from McMinnville, Tennessee, 6'3", 215 pounds. Takes a called strike. Plummer led off with a bloop single in the left center field. Still resides over there at first base after Thrain struck out swinging. Cook's delivery misses inside. Vineyard thought about throwing down to first base, but had the ball pop out of his hand. Count goes 3 balls and a strike. Those two were teammates of Drew Plummer's freshman year at Vol State. It was Braden Vineyard's sophomore year. Drew Plummer, a third-year player out of Summit High School. Is strike called on the outside corner. Pitch was moving away from the left-handed hitter, Easton Denning. We'll have our first Full Count Ministries full count of the ball game. 1 out, 1 on. Here, just getting started at the top of the first inning. On deck is Gage Hoover. The freshman comes set, runner goes. Chopper to the right side, that'll move the runner to second. Underhand toss by Gudalis to first base, retires Denning for out number 2. Plummer, who was running on the pitch, moves on down to second base. 2 outs, Gage Hoover steps to the plate. He's a sophomore from Stewart's Creek High School. leading the team in hitting, 457 in his 19 games this fall. He and Denning and Carson Sanders tied for the team lead with 3 home runs this fall. Also leading the team in RBIs with 16. 21 hits. Second on the team in extra base hits with 9. So the pitch low. Two outs, a runner in scoring position. Drew Plummer out there at second base. Hudson Blank is on deck. Hoover should get a pitch to hit here. Cook goes to the breaking pitch and nips on the outside corner for a called strike. Definitely not a pitch that Hoover wants to swing at 2-0. He's probably sitting dead red fastball, and Cook delivered the breaking pitch. Let's see if he comes back with it here on the 2-1 pitch. Does not. Looks like he turned that one over. Goes high and inside. Falls behind another Pioneer hitter, 3-1. Was able to get the called strike on Denning on a 3-1 pitch, and see if he goes to the breaking pitch, and Hoover will take his base. Gage walks for the 8th time, and that will mean a visit to the mound. Let's get the second out up there on the board. So now 2 on, 2 out. At the top of the first, and Hudson Blank will step to the plate. Hudson, a freshman from Marissa, Illinois. A utility player, can get behind the plate, play second base, third base, playing third base today. He's tied with 3 other players on playing in the most games. This is his 22nd game of the year, of the fall. Leads the team in at-bats, runs, and hits, hitting 400. 20 of those hits are singles, has a double and a triple, 13 RBIs. Reach base at almost 46% of the time he comes to the plate. Has a chance here to put the Pioneers up early in game 1 of the doubleheader. First pitch, throw down to first base, and back in time is Gage Hoover. The pitch was called a strike. If not, it should have been. Appreciate the Kentucky Wesleyan coaches hosting me up here in the press box. Breaking pitch misses outside, pops out of the glove of Vineyard, but not far enough for Plummer to advance. Vineyard hit .298 last season for the Panthers, his first year. Another one pops out of that glove. I'm not sure if Vinny's breaking in a new one or not, but he's got a strong arm, likes to use it, but you got to catch it and grab it first. On deck is Carson Sanders, hoping to get an at-bat here in the top of the first inning. 2-1 pitch to Blank. High chopper to third. It should be easy for Trokey. He'll glove and step on third base for the third out. And that will end the Pioneer threat. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 runners left on base. Settled in on this college football Saturday afternoon. Big game going on at up in Pennsylvania between the Ohio State Buckeyes and Nittany Lions of Penn State. I'll be following that one all afternoon. You're probably following some games as well wherever you are. Let me know where you're watching from. treesports@gmail.com. I'll try to check the email from time to time. We'll be right back on the Ball State Sports Network. Eben Hansen out on the mound to get the party started for the Pioneers here in the final weekend of play in the 24-25 season. He'll face Ben Brumball, Cade Goodallis, Rhett Dyshon for Kentucky Wesleyan. Brumball, a transfer from the University of Akron. Looks at the first pitch in there for a called strike. Hansen pitching from the stretch and delivers a breaking pitch to Falsoni, low and away. Eben, 12 strikeouts per 9 innings. Only walked 5 per 9. And gets ahead. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter. Brumball, Brombaugh. Harrisburg, Illinois is where he's from. Swing and a foul tip into the mitt. There's a strikeout on the first batter that Hansen faces. Picks up, adds to his team leading total. Now 23 in 16 2/3. Facing Goodallis. Play a little bit of second base today, play third base. He and Trokey will swap according to the lineup card as Hansen sneaks one in at the knees on the corner for leadoff strike to Goodallis. Fisted that one foul. Hansen ahead 0-2. Goodallis, 34 games this past spring, 32 starts at 186. He's from Lexington, Kentucky, played his high school baseball at Lexington Christian. Lifts one out the left field. Gage Hoover over a little bit into the gap, and he'll glove that one for the second out. That'll bring up the right fielder, Rhett Dyshon. From Bowling Green, Kentucky. Played down at Coastal Alabama Community College. Junior looks at ball 1. He will also platoon with Weston Miller out in right field. First batter that Hansen has fallen behind. 2 balls and no strikes. Fouled off. Number 7 goes after the 2-0 offering. On deck, Braden Vineyard. 2 7-inning ball games here at Panther Park in Owensboro. Breaking pitch stays a little high. Count goes 3 balls and a strike. Paul White listening in down in Huntsville, Alabama, has already texted. Line drive out to center field. Devin Thrain sliding catch, loses his lid, but ball goes in the glove for a line out. The 1-2-3 inning for Eben Hansen. Nice play out there by Devin Thrain, who's had a very, very good fall both with the glove and with the bat. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We're through 1. Scheduled for 14 today. Won't be too much of a stoppage between the 2 games. We will do 2 different broadcasts, but it'll have to be a quick turnover. We're through 1, no score. We'll be right back. Braden Vineyard with another rope down to second base. As we are getting started here in the top of the second inning. Carson Sanders, Cooper Wallace, Lex Falsoni to face Noah Cook. First pitch swing, he fouls that pitch off. There's Carson Sanders. Sophomore out of Clarksville, Tennessee. Nearly hit with that pitch that comes in. Doesn't look like a fastball. Maybe that's a changeup that he's throwing. It's moving into the right-handed batters. Sanders looks at another pitch out of the zone. Carson hitting .302. He's played in 18 games. One of 3 Vol State batters to collect 3 home runs so far, and it's been a bit since he's hit his third as well. Looking at a 3-1 count. Carson, 13 hits, 11 RBIs. Drives one hard and gets by the glove of Molnar out into left field, and for the second inning in a row, the Pioneers have a leadoff hit. Sanders hit that one hard. Molnar with a little half dive, half slide. Try to backhand that, could not get a glove on it. It's the second hit of the ball game for Vol State. That'll bring up Cooper Wallace, another one of the Clarksville players. He's backhand by Vineyard on the breaking pitch from Noah Cook. Freshman from right here in Owensboro. Wallace hitting .395 in the fall. Fouls that one to the screen. Clarksville Academy grad. He's a redshirt freshman. 3 doubles, 6 RBIs. He and Brody Prairie lead the team in hit by pitch. It's 5. Cooper runs well. You might see him drop his hands up on the batter a little bit or lay one down. The shift has begun already between the second baseman and the third baseman. Truckee now over at second, Dallas at third. Breaking pitch misses down. Cook having trouble finding the strike zone. 3 balls and a strike now to Cooper Wallace with Falsoni on deck. Team in the fall in 27 games hitting .289. That's going to catch the outside corner, bring us to another Full Count Ministries. Full Count. Stay tuned after the game. We'll have Full Count Ministries verse of the game. Brought to you by Full Count Ministries. Maybe Sanders on the go here. He is not. 3-2 pitch is fouled off. "15 games against outside competition. Pioneers hitting .315. Cooper Wallace hitting .458 against outside competition. And he's going to look at strike 3 on that outside corner. Just could not pull the trigger on a fastball that caught a pretty good bit of that outside corner. Actually, second strikeout for Noah Cook. First out as the script is staying the same. A single for the leadoff batter, and then a strikeout of the number 2 batter in the lineup, or in the inning. Falsoni stands in there. Looks at a breaking pitch for a called strike. Lex, a sophomore. He's also a Creeker, Stewart's Creek High School. Started to go, and pitch is called a strike anyway. Cook working quickly. Driven out to center field. Back goes Brumball. He's still going back on the track. Turns and makes the catch with Sanders going halfway. He'll go back to first base. Lex gave it a ride, just not quite far enough. And there's the second out. That'll bring up Reed Mashinsky. Falsoni hitting 400 against outside competition, 350 overall. Mashinsky steps in there, looks at a breaking pitch. He and Braden Vineyard were also teammates 2 years ago. Mashinsky's redshirt freshman year, hitting 279 in the fall. He's from Bradenton, Florida, swings and misses. Disappearing fastball. Mashinsky played in 20 games so far. Collected 12 hits, 3 of those are doubles, 10 RBIs. At the knees on the corner, Cook painting here against Mashinsky. On deck, Brady Nepper hoping to get an at-bat here in the second. 1-2 pitch, fouled off to the right side. Count remains 1-2 with the leadoff batter Carson Sanders still standing at first base. Plummer had the leadoff single. Was moved over to second on a ground out by Denning in the first, a walk to Hoover, but a ground out by Hudson Blank ended the first. Swing and a miss ends the second as Cook picks up his third strikeout. No runs, 1 hit again, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We will go to the bottom of the second. Still no score here in Owensboro, Kentucky. Watching and listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Tim Reese back on the Vol State Sports Network. Glad to be with you in this final weekend of the fall season. A week from today, I'll be broadcasting Vol State basketball, women's and men's. They got underway yesterday down in Decatur, Alabama, playing in a 2-day classic at Calhoun Community College. Braden Vineyard, the former Pioneer, stands in. He has no history that I know of with Eben Hansen, who delivers the first pitch outside the zone. Vineyard starts to go on the breaking pitch. It lands a little bit below the knees. Let's see what they list Vinny at. I always said he was 6'2". He is 6'2", 205. Looks like he's in great shape. Swings and pops that one up out to former teammate Reed Mashinsky in right field, who makes the catch for out number 1. Trying to keep up with Vinny a little bit since he left. Text him from time to time. He did not play this past summer. Played previously with the Jackson Rockabillies in the Prospect League the year before that. Grant Godwin steps in, the left fielder. Hansen goes 1-1. I thought that it may have missed the zone, but Hansen got a call there. Got a few fans here at Panther Park. That breaking pitch apparently missed outside. Might have been a makeup call. was 2-1. Godwin, a left-handed hitter. He's also from Paducah, Kentucky. Played a couple years at Motlow State Community College. Some of these names I remember from JUCO, some of them I remember from Prospect League, as that ball is grounded hard down the right field line, and it's fair. Wyszynski digging it out of the corner. Godwin round second, heading to third. Throw just now getting to the cutoff man, and Godwin has a stand-up triple. The first base runner for the Panthers. That ball hit right between Easton Denning, the first baseman, and the first base line on the line drive. Tate Van Hooser, the first baseman, stands in with a chance to give the Panthers the lead. Looks at a ball outside. Van Hooser also at Motlow State, and that's going to give him the lead. Fly ball out to center field. Devin Thrain makes the catch. Godwin comes in for the first run of the ball game for Kentucky Wesleyan. They lead 1-0 on the sacrifice fly RBI by Van Hooser. Now 2 outs. Logan Molnar stands in. Logan, a starter, is about halfway through his freshman year at Vol State. He's from Independence High School. And a starter his sophomore year at shortstop. Swings and misses. He's got some pop in his bat. Last year hit .269 for the Pioneers. Led the team in games played, games started, as he drives one into right field for a base hit. That's got to feel good against your former team to get you a knock. 2 hits now for Kentucky Wesleyan. Logan led the team in at-bats with 134, runs scored with 35. Also was plunked 9 times. 5 doubles, a triple, 2 home runs, 16 RBIs for Logan Molnar last year for the Pioneers. Ryan Trokey stands in. Breaking pitch misses inside. So after a 1-2-3 first inning, just as I move the camera, Eben decides to throw over to first. Molnar back standing. On the road, I'm a one-man band, so breaking pitch fisted foul. Molnar will take off, though. Led the team in steals last year with 12, was not caught stealing. Very short lead. They're going to throw over. Molnar trying to time Hansen's move to the plate. Gone. Pitch is called strike. Throw down to second base. Is not in time. Now runner in scoring position. Ryan Trokey played JUCO baseball at Wren Lake Community College, head coached by Chris Modelmog. Was there a couple years ago when Vol State played Wren Lake at Murray State, swinging a foul tip. That got off the glove of Lex Falsoni behind the plate. Count remains 1-2 strikes. Chris Modelmog's first year back with Wren Lake. Wren Lake, of course, a former employer of head coach Jim McGuire. He won 220 games over there at Ren Lake. Breaking pitch on the outside corner, and that's going to ring up Ryan Trokey. That was a slow breaker. Totally locked up. Trokey could not get the bat off the shoulder. Second strikeout of the ball game. But the Panthers break through with 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. We're through 2. Kentucky Wesleyan leads 1-0. You're listening to the Ball State Sports Network. New pitcher on for Kentucky Wesleyan. Zach Taylor, 6'2", 225-pound junior, transfer from Morehead State University from Paintsville, Kentucky, is on in relief of Noah Cook, who goes 2 innings, gives up 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Gives way to the right-hander, who will face 10-1-2 in the Pioneer lineup. Dallas and Trokey have swapped back. Dallas now at second. Trokey back at third base. Grant Godwin out in left. Ben Brumball in center. I'm assuming that's still Rhett Dysholm out in right field. Braden Vineyard behind the plate, catching Zach Taylor. And the first pitch is right at Nippers. Mellon gets that moneymaker out of the way for ball 1. Brady from Greenbrier, Tennessee, in his second year with the Pioneers. Started at Cumberland University. Looks at a slider in there for a called strike. Nipper having a tougher time at the plate. Good middle infielder, hitting .214 as we start today's action. There's a fastball in the outside corner. It's called strike. Brady has walked 5 times, been hit 3. Trying to put the bat on the ball here, and he won't be able to. He'll pick up his 15th strikeout of the fall. That has been one of the issues. It looks like we're having a little bit of video issue right here. I'm not sure if it's with that camera. No, it's not. Might be with the internet that we have here, the Wi-Fi. Sometimes it shows good and sometimes not so good. Back to the top of the lineup, Drew Plummer blooped one in on the first pitch he saw from Noah Cook into left center field for a base hit. Looks at this first pitch, low and away. Plummer, redshirt sophomore. Ground ball too short. Molnar with his first action with the glove. Throws out his former teammate. We might have to go to a different internet here. Not sure if that's what the issue is or not. Thrain stands in, drives one out to right center field. Dyshaum's got a trouble. He dives. The base umpire is not even looking. Nobody made a call. I'm assuming the home plate umpire made a call. I wasn't even watching him. But apparently Thrain's out because the Panthers are running off the field. So a fly out after a 6-3. We'll see if we can work on the internet issue that I think we're having with the screen here. We'll be right back on the Ball State Sports Network. And we're back. But right now, I'm not sure which internet issue we're having. Weston Miller stands in, facing Evan Hansen back for his third inning of work. Popped up on the left side. Hudson Blank in foul territory is going to make the catch for out number one. Back to the top of the lineup. Having the issue on both cameras. Breaking pitch catches the inside corner to Ben Bumbrough. Squares the bunt, takes a strike. Breaking pitch just outside. Ball and 2 strikes. Whoops. Just struck him out. We'll unstrike him out. 1-2 pitch. Popped up to the right side. In comes Mashinsky, who will make the catch for out number 2. Maybe not an internet issue. Let's see if I can plug things back in, see if that works. Apparently not. Ball and a strike, I believe, to Cade Gudalis, who flew out to left field. pitch gets on the outside corner for a called strike. I know that's annoying looking at that screen like that. I apologize. Right now I don't have a fix for it. I think I'm on a different internet. Drilled out to right field. Back goes Mashinsky looking up into the sun, blocking it with his glove, and makes a catch. Another 1-2-3 inning for Hansen. And I believe that probably will finish the morning and afternoon for Eben Hansen, who ends up going 3 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. If so, it's a pretty good outing right there. Just had a little bit of an issue in that second. I'm going to keep trying to work on the video here, folks. We'll be right back. And looks like we might have fixed that problem. Got a new pitcher on the mound facing Easton Denning. Looks at a breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Got to figure out who the new pitcher is here as Denning swings and misses down on the count. 0-2. See if I can get a little help with my friends here. Who's our new pitcher? All right. Tyler Chapman. Ball is swung on and missed, drops out of Vineyard's glove. He'll throw down to first base to complete the out. Easton Denning now 0 for 2. Tyler Chapman, see if we can find out. You got numbers on the front of their jerseys as well. You don't see that too often in fall ball, but these are not their regular uniforms that they wear in the spring. Gage Hoover drives one out to center field, sends Brumball back, but quick feet of Brumball gets back to the front of the warning track. Hoover tried to jump on the first pitch he sees from Tyler Chapman. Lines one out to center field for out number 2. Thanks for bearing with me through our technical difficulties. I am not the technical expert. Hudson Blank looks at a pitch that wraps around the outside corner. Called strike. grounded into a fielder's choice. Swings and misses as he goes fishing there. Kyle Chapman, same high school as Braden Vineyard a couple of years after. McCracken County High School in Paducah, Kentucky is. Blank stays in the count 0-2. Tapper right back to the mound. Chapman gloves, throws a strike over to Van Hooser at first base for a 1-2-3 inning. The third pitcher on for the Panthers. They may be going to 1 inning now. Zach Taylor retired all 3 batters that he faced as he went 1 inning, gave up no hits, struck out a batter. Ball State looking for their first run. The Framework Athletics' first run of the game has been elusive, as we'll have a Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for Vol State. Garrett Bruce, sophomore from Gallatin High School, 5'11", 150-pound right-hander. Exercise science major, the son of Brent and Tiffany Bruce, brother to Grant, Olivia, and Gibson. His grandparents in Austin, Texas, Grandpa and Grandma. And Garrett Bruce has had an excellent fall season as well, and it has earned him this second man up position. Garrett has 6 appearances against outside competition, total of 10 appearances all fall, 11 1/3 innings of work. Gave up his first 2 hits of the fall last Saturday against Johnson University. He's given up 4 runs, leads the squad in the least number of earned runs. It's 1 in those 11 1/3 innings, .79 ERA. He will face 3, 4, and 5 in the Kentucky Wesleyan batting order. First pitch slider misses down low. Dysholm lined out to center fielder Devin Thrain, who had come in and make a diving, sliding catch. He hits one out to left field. That's well hit. Hoover turns his back to the outfield, or the infield. That hits off the wall. That'll be a stand-up double for Dysholm. He came about 3 or 4 feet away from hitting that ball out of the park. Bring to the plate Braden Vineyard. He flew out to right field to lead off the second inning. Bruce has a sign, looks back at second, and delivers down low. Bruce had 3 appearances in relief in the spring, 2 2/3 innings. Did not walk a batter, had a couple strikeouts. This is low and outside. Nice block there by Falsoni. Keep the runner at second. Now 3 hits in the ball game for Wesleyan as they get their first leadoff batter on. Vineyard hit .298 in the spring. Another pitch in the dirt. Kept in front. On deck, Grant Godwin, who had a 1-out triple down the first base line and scored the first run of the ball game for Kentucky Wesleyan. Vineyard. I believe that's ball 4. Vinny was looking for a 5th pitch to take, but think we're only still doing 4 balls as a walk, and the first 2 have reached against Garrett Bruce. And he had 31 hits in the spring, 8 doubles, a triple, 3 home runs, 22 RBIs. Grant Godwin steps in, the former Buck from Motlow State. Garrett Bruce in some hot water here in the bottom of the 4th. 3 looks back to second and delivers down low. He's yet to get leadoff strike on a batter. Tate Van Hooser in the on-deck circle. And Garrett Bruce got a triple play up his sleeve. Changeup that just sailed outside. Andrew Kirkland of the third base coach's box, an assistant coach. Played here and been on staff for 7 years, he told me before the game. This is inside. Another 3-0 count. That's 7 straight outside the zone by Garrett Bruce. As a right-hander warms in the bullpen. Garrett from Rancho Cucamonga, California. You see the homage there to Clayton Kershaw. It's a called strike with the high arm stretch above the head as he comes set. Of course, I'm sure he's a Dodgers fan. Pretty happy with the World Series win. 3 balls and a strike to the left-handed hitting Grant Godwin. 2 on, nobody out. He gets a call on the inside corner, and we'll have a full count. Ministries full count. I think they got a lot going on in campus today. I think they said they got a football game. Senior day today. As Bruce will step off and throw to second. Token throw that was to keep his one disengagement still alive. You can step off and throw to a base as many times as you want, but you can only step off once without throwing to a base. Learn that term, new one, disengagement. Full count, first pitch, foul ball off the bat of Grant Godwin. Godwin from Paducah, Kentucky, played for Dan McShay down at Motlow State, Tullahoma, Tennessee for a couple of years. Look at another full count. Pitch coming from Garrett Bruce, and takes something off there and swings over the top. And just what Garrett Bruce needed was a strikeout. Picks up his first down now. Ground ball could possibly get him out of the inning. Tate Van Hooser, who drove in the only run of the ball game in the second, stands in with runners at first and second and 1 out. Van Hooser, also a former Buck at Motlow State. 6'1", 225-pound senior. Breaking pitch, grounded to third. That gets through the wickets down there into foul territory. That's going to score 1 run. Throw to third is not in time. Hudson Blank not stay down on that ground ball and got right through his legs. Was able to get a body part or a glove on it, but Van Hooser reaches on the E5. And the second run of the ball game comes in, and runners now at second and third. And Kentucky Wesleyan leads 2-0. Now an unearned run. Should have gotten at least 1 out there, possibly 2 if he could have stepped on third quick enough and thrown on to first base, but That'll bring up Logan Molnar, who reached on a single to right field in the second. Runners in scoring position. Slider misses away. These two faced each other last year in the fall. Inter-squad games. With a base open, you can afford to be a little more careful to the right-handed hitter from Independence High School. Misses way outside. Logan Molnar played for Jack McLaury's dad, Mike McLaury, was the head coach at Independence High School. As Trevor Moosey, fresh back from his honeymoon, is heading out to the mound to have a chat with GB. Logan Molnar played with Jack McLaury. McLaury is a pitcher for the Pioneers, a sophomore, looking for a place to land after Vol State here. Is a number of players for Vol State are 7 3-year players. Don't have the actual number of sophomores that will be looking for places to go following their final JUCO season. Typically about half the team, and there's about 48 players on the team. So 23 to 25 be my guess. Breaking pitch. Molnar just missed that one. Breaking pitch that kind of backed up a little bit on him and ended up hitting the handle of the bat. Infield is playing back, so conceding the run on a ground out to an infielder. 2-1 pitch as Bruce pitches from the stretch. Fly down to right field. That will get out of play. Hit just in front of the bullpen down the right field line. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. You're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Wesleyan leading 2-0 and threatening with 1 out, 2 in scoring position. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and he gets the strikeout again that he needed. Garrett Bruce should be out of the inning now, but
come down here and do it for me so I can make up some numbers.
So all runs now will be unearned for Garrett Bruce. Eben Hansen goes 3 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned. Did not walk a batter. Struck out 2. Popped up to the right side. Let's see if Denning is going to run out of room. He will just run out of room. That lands just on the other side of the fenced area. But Bruce finally ahead of a batter. That was no balls and a strike to Ryan Trokey, who struck out looking to end the second. Bruce trying to end the threat here. Pitching through an error, double and a walk. Fred Dyschelm hit one off the left field wall, leading off. A walk to Vineyard. Strike out to Godwin, but a ground ball down to third, a hard hit ground ball off the bat of Tate Van Hooser, but not gloved by Hudson Blank at third base as that pitch misses down. Logan Molnar on a check swing strikeout for the second out of the inning, leaving it up to Ryan Trokey from Marion, Illinois, the home of Josh Griffin, former Pioneer. Swung on, that's going to get down, and that's going to drive in too. Base hit into right field, Mashinsky gloves. Trokey with the 2 out, 2 RBI single. Gives Wesleyan a 4-0 lead, and that will end the ball game for Garrett Bruce. Not get the help he needed on the defense, and the Pioneers' defense has been pretty good this fall, I would say. But playing on an all-natural surface here at Wesleyan, and you're just not used to the ground balls and the dirt. So Hudson Blank again, who has played a bunch of different positions, just not able to stay down on that ground ball down the third base line. That will end Garrett Bruce's afternoon. He will have faced 6 batters, given up 2 hits, 3 runs. A runner at first base is his responsibility. As I said, all 3 of those runs are unearned. He will finish 2/3 of an inning. And the Summit Concrete call to the bullpen is Max Castle, 6 foot, 175 pound right-hander. He's a sophomore from Clarksville Academy, son of Jeep and Elizabeth Castle, brother to Casey and Caroline, and a younger brother, Harrison, baseball player at Good Pasture High School. And also both Max and Harrison played for the Full Count Fall League. Harrison, I believe, just won a championship in the Full Count Fall League. Hello to Grandmummy in Franklin, North Carolina, and Mimi in Cullowhee, North Carolina. This is Max Castle. Comes on for his 10th appearance of the year. 14 innings of work, 11 hits, 8 runs, 5 of those were earned, 10 walks, 19 strikeouts. He has plunked 3 batters with a 3.21 ERA, striking out 12-plus batters per 9 innings. He will come on with a runner at first base, 2 outs. Kentucky Wesleyan leading 4-0, 3 runs in the inning. He will face the number 9 hitter, Weston Miller, after Ryan Trokey delivers a base hit out to right field. A nice line drive that drove in Vineyard and Van Hooser. Weston Miller popped out to Hudson Blank, the third baseman, in foul territory, leading off the third. He steps to the plate now with 2 out and 1 on. Castle delivers first pitch in there for a called strike. Max, one of the Full Count Vol State D group members. Throw over to first base. Nice little toss that chases Trokey back. Got a bunch of pitchers and then one position player, Cam Hodges. Cam will be playing in the second game. Fastball just a hair down to Miller. Castle about the same stats against outside competition, 3.27 ERA. Pitched 11 innings. Eleven of his 14 innings has been against outside competition, so meaning only 3 innings in the inter-squad games. This is game number 28, including inter-squad. Game 16 against outside competition. Throw over to first, and Denning has to reach high for that one. Trokey back in head first. Wesleyan with 1 stolen base already today. Might be looking to send Trokey down to second. Another throw. He's back in time. Castle comes set and delivers. There's a attempt at a check swing on a nice slider there by Castle. And great stop by Lex Falsoni, sophomore catcher. And the second time I changed cameras at the time that Max Castle decides to throw over. Couple looks to first and a slider that stays up. And a full count Ministries full count. A lot of the equipment being used here on the road games provided by Full Count Ministries for the Full Count Rhythm Summer Collegiate Team. Full count pitch, runner goes, and the pitch is swung on and missed. And Max Castle comes in and gets the job done, strikes out Weston Miller to retire the Panthers, who pick up 3 runs. They were unearned on 2 hits, 1 big error, and 1 runner left on base. We are through 4. Scheduled for 7 here in game 1. Kentucky Wesleyan leads 4-0. Glad that we've got hopefully the technical issues fixed. A.J. Fawson would be very proud of me. It's just a matter of trying to unplug various equipment, plug it back in without losing the stream. We take a break. I'll be right back on the Ball State Sports Network. Carson Sanders to lead off the 5th for the Pioneers, facing Tyler Chapman out for his 2nd inning of work. That breaking pitch curves around the outside of the plate, says our home plate umpire for ball 1. Sanders singled to left, grounds this one to third. Throw over to first from either Gudalis or Trokey. Try to figure that out. That is Trokey down there at third base for out number 1. Cade Gudalis and Ryan Trokey swapping between 2nd and 3rd today. Cooper Wallace steps up. Struck out looking. Grounds the first one and is going to give Trokey another shot. Throw on the move. And nice stretch down at first base by Van Hooser. And 2 quickly out here in the top of the 5th. Lex Falsoni barely just got his catching gear off. Now stepping to the plate. 2 outs and nobody on. He flew out to deep center field in the 2nd. That might have been a play right there. I'm going to put one right down the middle of the plate and see if Falsoni wants to swing. Get 3 outs and 4 pitches, but now Falsoni's looking at a 2-0 count. Fly ball out to left field. Back goes Godwin. He's looking up. And Lex Falsoni has just put one on the board for the Pioneers. Solo home run. That is Falsoni's 2nd home run of the fall. And the Framework Athletics first run of the game on the 2-0 pitch from Tyler Chapman. Lex has had an excellent fall at the plate with the stick in his hand. First pitch swinging down to third base. It's going to be gloved in foul territory. Throw is over the head of the first baseman, but it's all mute. Shinsky probably would have beat it out on a slow roller anyway. He runs very well, but that ball just kicked foul before Trokey gloved it. Falsoni's fourth RBI of the fall. Ground ball to Molnar. He gloves, and his throw was just a little bit high, and Van Hooser able to keep his longest toe on the bag long enough to retire Mashinsky. So 3 ground outs, but a solo home run by Lex Falsoni breaks the shutout. And the Pioneers now down 4-1 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. This is Tim Reese, and you're listening and watching on the Vol State Sports Network. Max Castle back out for his first full inning of work. Came on in relief in the 4th inning. Struck out the only batter that he faced. Lex Falsoni with a laser down to second base after delivering the solo home run in the top of the 5th inning. Castle will face 1, 2, and 3 in the Panther lineup. Ben Brumball, Cade Gudalis, and Rhett Dysham. Castle winds up and delivers first pitch. Fastball low and outside. Brumball 0 for 2, strikeout and a flyout. That's from the right side, swings and fouls a breaking pitch back. Stands are located right below and outside of the view of the press box. It's very close to the backstop screen. So I can't really see who's here. I know last year the Falsonis, when I came out, Jerry and Andrea Falsoni were here, drove up last year. I'm not sure if they made the drive today. That pitch nearly hit Brumball's. Castle has missed. When he's missed wide. It's the first one that's missed inside. That breaking pitch gets in there for a called strike. Full count Ministries, full count. Tried to check a swing. They want to check down at first base, and the umpire says he went. So another strikeout for Max Castle. 3-2 breaking pitch. Okay, Dallas, who's also 0 for 2, fly out to the left field and fly out to right field. Stands in from the right-handed batter's box, and he's going to get plunked. Castle, a little bit of trouble getting a landing spot out there on the mound. Castle takes the hit by pitch lead. He and Jack McGlory had been tied at 3, and Max now with 4 on the season. Face Britt Deichholm, who started the big rally last inning with a double off the wall. Looks at a called strike. Throw over to first. Back in hands first is Dallas. Runner goes, pitch is swung on and fouled off to the right. That'll get out of play. And Max Castle gets ahead in the count 0-2. Dallas 4 for 4 in the spring in stolen bases. As a team, they were 56 out of 73 attempts. It's not a huge base stealing club as that pitch misses outside. '50 games a year ago, 18 and 32 in regular season, but or overall play, but 15 and 15 in the conference. That ball's drilled to deep left center field. That's going to be trouble, and it will one-hop the fence. Devin Thrain over to get it off the warning track. It's going to drive in the 5th run of the ball game. Deichholm looking good for the Panthers here early. Deichholm Jr. from Bowling Green, Kentucky, played for Coastal Alabama Community College. So the hit batter comes back to haunt the Pioneers. And now with 1 out, a runner in scoring position again. Brings Braden Vineyard to the plate. You know he wants to do some damage against his former club. 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored as that pitch whispered at the outside corner for a called strike. If you can dot that spot 3 straight times, you might get a backward K in the book. Not too many people are going to go after that pitch, especially as a first strike. A great pitcher's pitch. As a line drive, that's going to get into center field. Thrain charges, gloves, throws, and they'll hold the runner. Devin Thrain, who's coming back off of a couple surgeries last fall, has not just let one go yet that I've seen. And he, of course, the Panthers don't know that. Bringing Grant Godwin to the plate. They were conservative with Deichholm. So back-to-back hits by Deichholm and Vineyard have runners at the corners. And Godwin, who's 1 for 2 with a triple and a run scored, steps in from the left side. Max Castle looking for that dudette double play. Breaking pitch catches the outside corner. I want to thank Craig Sinnard over at Dudette Communications for their support of Vol State baseball. Runner starts to go, stops, and then takes off on the pitch in the dirt. Nice stop by Falsoni to keep the runner at third, but I don't think Vineyard was going to go until he saw the ball in the dirt. Not exactly the official score for the game here, but I'll be kind to Vineyard and give him a stolen base on my score sheet. Fastball misses high and away. Castle now without the benefit of the potential infield double play, and infield has been drawn in. 2-1 count to Godwin with Van Hooser on deck. And that slid through the left side. Nice hop off the lip. 1 run will come in. Hoover with a triple pump. Finally throws it into Hudson Blank. That's an RBI single by Grant Godwin, and that's 3 straight hits for Kentucky Wesleyan. So I did not put Vinny over to second. I'll go ahead and put him over at second now. And the run comes in 6-1. Castle with an opportunity again. Is double-barreled action in the Vol State bullpen. Squares to bunt. No throw to second on the fake bunt and steal. I believe the pitch was called a strike. If it wasn't, it should have been. I'm guessing there, though. Do you think, was it a called strike? You guessing? Nope, he called it a ball. You went with me, and I steered you wrong. I apologize, Mr. Scoreboard Operator. Popped up to the right side now to play. That was a straight steal by Godwin. Ball and a strike, 1 out. Ground ball foul over the head of Vineyard down at third base. Inning started off with a strikeout of the leadoff batter, but breaking pitch backed up on Max Castle and hit Cade Gudalis in the leg. RBI double by Dyshom. Single by Vineyard and RBI single by Godwin. Brought in 2 runs, and runners now at second and third are drawn in infield again. Fastball sails high, and Falsoni's got to get his basketball shoes on and get up. Credit card leaper is Lex Falsoni. He got way off the ground. That's at least 5 credit cards. 2-2 pitch. And another hit batter. Loads the bases. And that will end the afternoon for Max Castle. Head coach Jim McGuire in his 4th year out to get the baseball. And we'll have a Summit Concrete call to the bullpen. We'll take a quick break, be right back. Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for Vol State freshman Brady Davis, 5'11", 165 pounds, from Clarksville High School in Clarksville, Tennessee. Son of Rodney and Ryan Davis, brother to Faith, grandson of Grandpa in Grammy. They're both in Clarksville, Tennessee. Brady Davis will come into a bases-loaded one-out situation and face former Pioneer Logan Molnar. Davis on for his club-leading 12th appearance, 12 and 2/3 innings, giving up 6 hits, 4 runs, only 2 earned, 7 walks, 12 strikeouts, a 1.42 ERA, and he's looking for a ground ball, though Molnar runs well, but get the right ground ball. Even Logan Molnar won't be able to outrun the throw. Bases loaded. First pitch from Davis is breaking pitch outside. Molnar 1 for 2 in the ball game. Singled in the second, struck out on a check swing in the fourth. Davis falls behind 2-0. See how many of you are watching today. Looks like about 26 of you. Breaking pitch. That's going to nip the inside corner. Molnar started to throw that arm out there, thinking that was going to hit off the elbow, but did not. Tim Rascal tuning in down in Montgomery, Alabama. Father of Bryant had driven out to left center field. That's trouble. Gage Hoover comes on, makes a running catch. The throw to the plate is going to be late, and Vineyard scores the 7th run of the ball game. Takes a fly out away from Logan Molnar and gives him a sacrifice fly. Nice play out there by Gage Hoover to track that one down for out number 2. Everybody else stays put. That run charged to Max Castle. Ryan Trokey stands in. He had a big 2-out, 2-run single, and a breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Runners at first and second. Grant Godwin out at second and Tate Van Hooser at first. 3 hits in the inning. That fastball misses low and outside. Thank you, Tim, for the chat sent out on the YouTube account. We're up to 35 watching now, 36 including me. Just snuck out of the glove of Lex Falsoni, but not far enough for the runners to advance. Met Tim not this past week, but the week before that. Came up in a midweek inter-squad game to watch his son Bryant transfer from Cumberland University. Pitch in the midweek game. Bryant on the trip here. Has a chance to pitch. Lined out to center field. Devin Thrain will back up and then have to reach down to his knees to make the catch for the 3rd out. But the Panthers pick up 3 more on 3 hits. No errors in the inning. All runs were earned and all runs charged to Max Castle as Brady Davis comes in and retires the 2 batters that he faces. 7-1. Kentucky Wesleyan with the lead. I want to keep it right here and thank some of our sponsors that not only have they been with Vol State for a while, but hoping that they'll come back, and as we are trying to raise money for the upcoming year. I want to thank Toyota of Gallatin, of course, for the beautiful scoreboard at the Tim Garrett Baseball Complex, also over at the Nichols Softball Sports Complex and inside Pickle Gymnasium for the basketball teams. So appreciate their support. General Manager Eric Carr, General Sales Manager Jake Thompson, and Wayne Hobdy, my salesman. But my personal favorite is Young lady over there at the service department, Emily Smith, the youngest daughter of Tony and Kim Smith, friends of mine. Just had my Toyota Tundra serviced over there. It's a great service department over at Toyota Gallatin, located right across the street from the eastern entrance of Vol State. Emily Smith and Dwight Hall with the transportation all the way from the service department over to Vol State after I dropped off my pickup truck. But get a hold of them at 615-230-9000. Tell them Tim Reese and the Vol State baseball program sent you. Also, MGM Industries, Right Rug Flooring, Dudak Communications, and Coca-Cola for their contributions to the updating of the press box a couple of years ago. Appreciate each of those folks. Got a new pitcher on. We didn't even get out of that inning, did we? There we go. We'll get out of it now as Brady Nepper steps to the plate. Looks at a breaking pitch delivered by, there we go. There's down there at the bottom, David Castleberry, fouled off. Count goes 0-2 to Nepper. Brady struck out now for the second time as that fastball boring in on his hands, and he could not hold up. David Castleberry, a junior from Lexington, Kentucky, 6'5", 250 pounds. Square around the bunt is Drew Plummer. He takes a called strike. Plummer 1 for 2. Castleberry working quickly. Plummer starts to go and able to hold up. They check down to first base, but he's talking to Lucas Wilburn, the first base coach, and didn't see him give any indications. We have a new catcher behind the plate who makes a nice snag there. All right, who we got catching now? Is it Parker Schweitzer? I think it looks like a 5-0 there. I got Parker Schweitzer as number 50 on the list. Breaking pitch is ball 4, as both myself and the scoreboard operator are way off on. He just walked on a 1-ball, 1-strike count, according to the. I'm not going to give out your name, okay? So you're okay with me. I'm not trying to throw you under the bus. I was off on that as well. Castleberry with a strikeout and a walk will face Devin Thrain. Looks at a called strike there. Thrain 0 for 2, strikeout and a flyout. Might be time for Devin Thrain to get something as he lines one right back at us. Leading the team in extra base hits. Braden Vineyard told me he probably is going to catch the first 5 innings, and it's exactly what he did.
Hey, you see it? I'm just walking along.
Braxton's not playing today?
He's all 350.
He's been sick the last few days. I think he might play the second one.
Oh, he's so serious.
To the plate, take something off of that.
Stomach again?
I think so.
Thrain
The blue called it.
thought he was going to be able to turn around and run to first, but there's a runner there already. So second strikeout in the inning. Second time that Devin Thrain has gone down on strikes. Brings up Easton Denning, 0 for 2. Looks at ball 1. Stay with 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error. 7 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Kentucky Wesleyan. Batting here in the top of the 6th inning. Strike called at the letters on the outside corner. Easton Denning, a strong young man. He does like to go to the left center field gap, though. So if Castleberry wants to live out there on the outside corner, he doesn't mind to go, but he takes something off there and gets Denning out in front.
One more now. Let's go, Panthers. Right here.
Fourth pitcher on for Wesleyan, David Castleberry, after Chapman goes 2 innings. 1 hit, 1 run. Fastball misses out. Put a little pace on that one, and the count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs, a runner on at first base. A 1-out walk by Drew Plummer has been on 2 out of 3 times he's come to the plate. Starts to go, driven out to right center field, and that's going to get down. Going to be cut off by the center fielder, but they're going to send the runner. Throw to the plate is not in time as Plummer comes in to score on the little dying fly ball out to right field. Dyschelm tried to make a diving catch, could not. Plummer was running on the pitch. That's how he was able to come all the way around to score. Center fielder Ben Brumbaugh had to come over and collect the baseball after Dyschelm dove. That brings up Gage Hoover, who swings and misses at a breaking pitch. Hoover 0 for 1 with a walk. 4th hit of the game for the Pioneers, picked up by Easton Denning. Picks up another RBI. Fouled out of play. Easton Denning has now tied Gage Hoover with the team lead in RBIs at 16. Nice take there by Hoover on an 0-2 pitch. Very sharp breaking pitch. Nice stop there by the catcher. It was not Braden Vineyard. I believe it's Schweitzer. We'll see if he gets to come to the plate, but the Panthers will come to the plate as Hoover swings and misses, but Ball State does score 1 run on 1 hit. The walk comes back to haunt David Castleberry. No errors and 1 runner left on base. We're headed to the bottom of the 6th. 7-2 is the score. You're watching and listening to the Ball State Sports Network. Tim Reese in Owensboro, Kentucky. We're on the campus of Kentucky Wesleyan, Division II ball club in the GMAC, the Great Midwest Athletic Conference. If you're familiar with D2 baseball, Trevecca just left this conference, went down to the Southern Conference called the, what is it called? What's Trevecca in now? I know what it is. I got to remember it. Swing and a miss by Weston Miller. Gulf South. There we go. I knew South was in it. GSC. Nice breaking pitch by Davis. I think he thought he just struck Miller out, but that's just 2 on every scoreboard you can see. 1-2 pitch. See if he goes back to the breaking pitch. He does, but it's a little outside, and Miller does not bite. Miller, a freshman. He's from McCracken County, Paducah, Kentucky. He's going to look at what I thought was strike 3, but home plate umpire, who's got the only opinion that matters, says we're going to go to a full count. Ministries full count. Miller 0 for 2 with a pop out and a strikeout. He's going to take another strikeout as he swings on the breaking pitch. Brady Davis has retired all 3 batters he's faced. Picks up his first strikeout. Came on in relief of Max Castle. Bases loaded and 1 out. Got a fly out by Logan Molnar, drove in a run, but then Ryan Trokey lined out to Devin Thrain in center field. And back to the top of the lineup, Ben Brumball, ground ball up the middle. Glove by Brady Nepper, and he throws on the run. Nice play by Nepper to get the leadoff batter on the first pitch that Brumball saw. He's 0 for 4. Another ground ball that stayed down. Nepper had to keep the glove down. Not sure if you're expecting a hop right there or not, but right over the right shoulder of Brady Davis and up the middle. Leadoff batter typically runs well, and Nepper had to glove and stay upright, throw on the run. Cade Gudala steps to the plate, 0 for 2. He's been hit by a pitch. He's going to look at that fastball in the outside corner. Ball and a strike to the sometimes second baseman, sometimes he's a third baseman. But all the time he's from Lexington, Kentucky. 6'1", 190-pound senior. Swings and misses at the breaking pitch. Davis getting some ugly swings on that breaking pitch. Trying to complete a 1-2-3 inning here in the 6th. A little bit sidearm with that sweeper, misses low and away. Would anticipate that Wesleyan will go ahead and bat in the bottom of the 7th inning as Fall State wants to get some pitchers in there. That one winked at the outside corner, says the home plate umpire. That is one of those, you better cover it up with 2 strikes. And that pitch about 2 baseballs outside. And Brady Davis gets the call. Picks up his second strikeout. And a 1-2-3 inning. That's the first one of those since the 3rd, when Evan Hansen picked up 2 out of 3 1-2-3 innings in his 3 innings of work. But Brady Davis, if he's finished, will end up with 1 2/3 innings, retiring all 5 batters that he faces, as looks like that might be Braxton Alexander down in the bullpen, that he will come on in and pitch the 7th inning. But we will go to the top of the 7th, see if Vol State can tack on a few more runs, make this a little more respectable. And we'll come back to show it to you right here on the Vol State Sports Network. Top of the 7th. All-State down 7-2. Gonna have a pinch hitter for Hudson Blank is Wyatt Parrish. Gonna get an at-bat here. Facing the new pitcher, Ethan L., left-hander, sophomore. Delivers first pitch outside. David Castleberry goes 1 inning, gives up 1 hit, 1 run. Strikes out 3, facing 5 batters. Wyatt Parrish, a freshman from Bartlett, Tennessee, 5'11", 190-pound. Sometime catcher, sometime third baseman as well. Gets his first at-bat here in game 1 of the doubleheader. Lifts one out to right field. Over, I'm assuming that's still Dice Shulman. He makes the catch for out number 1. Carson's. Weston Miller. Okay, I knew there was going to be a platoon at some point. So Weston Miller out in right field makes the catch. Thank you for the help from the press box gang. Carson Sanders 1 for 2 stands in. And then he has to hop out of the way of it. Inside pitch from E-L-L. Ground ball to short. Molnar stays down. Gloves, strong throw over to first base. Van Hooser with the stretch for out number 2. Logan Molnar's always had a strong arm, and he can make that spectacular play. First 2 are retired here in the top of the 7th. That'll bring Cooper Wallace to the plate. Don't anticipate much time in between games. Like I said, I believe that Wesleyan will bat in the bottom of the 7th, regardless of whether they're up or not in the ball game, as this is fall season. So Cooper Wallace hoping not to be the last batter for the Pioneers in game 1, though. Foul tips that one into the mitt. 0 for 2. Time for Coop to get him something in a gap right here. Swing and miss. Ethan L. trying to go 1-2-3 in his 1 inning of work. Lex Falsoni in the on-deck circle with the shin guards still on. Talked to him last week. He had those shin guards on with only 1 out and a runner on with a batter up. And I told him, I said, that's a bad look to your teammate. Another foul ball. That's Cooper Wallace, I believe, is catching both the catcher and the umpire behind the plate with foul balls. An equal opportunity destroyer. Redshirt freshman from Clarksville, Tennessee. 9 players from the Clarksville area. 3 different high schools. That breaking pitch stays up. Clarksville High School, Clarksville Academy High School, and Rossview High School. T2 pitch coming from Ethan L. And a swing and a miss. Down goes Wallace. So 1-2-3 inning for L. And 7-2. Would be the final if we were finishing now, but we're going to bat. Wesleyan will bat in the bottom of the 7th inning. I believe it's going to be B.A. Braxton Alexander that will come out of the Ball State bullpen to pitch the bottom of the 7th. And Braxton is taking his sweet time. to get there. The 5'11", 195-pound redshirt sophomore from Woodbury, Tennessee, Canyon County High School. Left-hander, a general studies major, the son of Brian and Andrea Alexander, and the big brother to Andrew. Hello to Papa and Mimi in, he says I say it wrong. It's spelled Readyville, but I think he calls it Retaville. So that's why I wrote it, was Retaville, because that's the way he said it, but he changed it. It threw me off. It was a medical red shirt last year, having, I believe, Tommy John surgery. In 2023, had 3 appearances in relief, 3 innings of work, 4 hits, had 3 strikeouts. He is the 5th pitcher on for Fall State in Game 1, the first left-hander to get on the mound. We need to count up how many left-handers Fall State has this year. At one time, I think a couple of years ago, there were 11. Braxton Alexander on for his 10th appearance of the fall. 9 2/3 innings, 12 hits, 11 runs. 9 of those are earned. He's walked 9, struck out 15. Has plunked 2 batters, an 8.38 ERA. Brady Davis finishes facing 5 batters. He retired all 5. Struck out 2. No hits, no runs. A very good outing for the freshman from Clarksville. Alexander will face 3, 4, and 5 in the Wesleyan lineup here in the bottom of the 7th. Rhett Dyshelm's had a very good day. A couple doubles, a couple runs scored, and an RBI in 3 plate appearances. It's one out to center field. Devin Thrain back and still going back on the track. Loses his lid, loses his sunglasses, catches the lid, but catches the ball also on the track as Dyshelm bid for a 3rd extra base hit. Ends up in the glove of Devin Thrain, who apparently needs a couple bobby pins. Maybe a staple to hold that hat down on that head, or maybe a haircut. A good start for Braxton Alexander here in the 7th. As Braden Vineyard is not turned around to bat left-handed. That is the previously mentioned Parker Schweitzer, freshman from Alexandria, Kentucky. Campbell County High School. Came in to catch the 6th and the 7th. And the lefty-on-lefty matchup is messing with Braxton Alexander a little bit here. Falls behind, 2 balls and no strikes, swing and a miss. Alexander misses high and away, and the count goes 3 balls and a strike to Schweitzer. Another left-handed batter in the on-deck circle, Grant Godwin. 3-1 pitch is high and inside. That'll be ball 4. Evan Hansen started the game, went 3 innings, gave up 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned. Struck out 2 batters, faced 11. Garrett Bruce, 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits, 3 runs. None of those were earned. Walked 1, struck out 2. Get to the rest here in a minute. Grant Godwin, as the pitch gets in the dirt, Godwin's telling Schweitzer to hold up. Schweitzer says, no, I think I'll go ahead and take second on the wild pitch. Like Falsoni was going to dig that one out of there, but not able to. Now a runner in scoring position with 1 out. Godwin's 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. Taps one foul toward his dugout. Triple down the first base line in the second. Driven in by Tate Van Hooser on a sacrifice fly for the first run of the game for Wesleyan. Struck out in the fourth and then single drove in a run in the fifth. Van Hooser in the on-deck circle. Alexander looks back at second and delivers. Pitch didn't miss by much, but called out of the strike zone for ball two. Pretty good pitch right there by Braxton Alexander. Another tapper foul past the dugout. Count moves 2 balls and 2 strikes. In games against outside competition, Alexander 6 games, 6 innings, 5 hits. He's got a 6.00 ERA, so fared better against outside competition. He gets a swing and a miss from Godwin. Pick up his first strikeout. And that's out number 2. Now all that stands between him and a 0 in the 7th inning is Tate Van Hooser. He has had all kinds of things happening at his at-bat. Sacrifice fly in the second, reached on an error and scored a run in the 4th. And was plunked. I believe he might have got it in the wallet. It's a second hit batter by Max Castle. He was the last batter that Castle faced. That loaded the bases when he was hit. Alexander turned that one over and misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Not sure how many other big college football games going on at the moment, but the one I'm most interested in is the Ohio State Buckeyes against Penn State. As I'm an Ohio boy, grew up in Cincinnati. College football, it wasn't anybody else but Ohio State. Unless you were Catholic, then you rooted for Notre Dame. 3 balls, no strikes to Van Hooser as Molnar waits on deck. Buckeyes lead 20-13 with Penn State with the ball. They're in the 4th quarter. 3-0 pitch, and Van Hooser had the green light, or took the green light, fouled it straight back. Count goes 3 balls and a strike, 2 out, 1 on. And the pitch pops out of Falsoni's glove, but it's in there for a called strike. Well, the full count Ministries full count. Got that full count Ministries verse ready to go. It is the main verse for the full count ministry, as a matter of fact. Full count pitch, swung on and popped up into right field. Reed Mashinsky over, and he'll make the catch for the final out of game 1. Good comeback there by Braxton Alexander. Faces 4 batters, does walk 1, but strikes out 1. Goes an inning without giving up any hits or runs, facing 4 batters. But Vol State takes it on the chin 7-2 in game 1 here against the Kentucky Wesleyan Panthers, a game it takes right at 2 hours to complete. Vol State falls to 8-6-2. against outside competition. Not sure what Wesleyan's record is, but Full Count Ministries' verse of the game is 1 Corinthians 9:25. Everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last, but we do it to get a crown that will last forever. That's one of those that when you think about things along the way, you think, is this going to matter in 100 years? If it isn't, then you probably ought not worry about it too often or for too much of your time. Try to point that out to these young guys that I get an opportunity to spend time with. And I appreciate Jim McGuire giving me the access and Bobby Hudson, the athletic director for Vol State, and allowing me to broadcast these games. And it's definitely been a great part of my retirement and my later years on this earth, and try to do the most good I can and hopefully bring you some entertaining baseball for your son or grandson or nephew or neighbor. And we got one game left here in the fall season. It'll be coming up shortly, probably 15 minutes, 20 minutes at the most, I would guess. So don't stray too far, but we will finish this one up as Vol State scores 2 runs on 4 hits, had 1 error, gave up 7 runs on 7 hits to the Kentucky Wesleyan Panthers. We'll be back for game number 2 in a bit. Hopefully you can join us, but if not, thank you for watching and listening to the Vol State Sports Network.